Hello, I'm Janet Johnson with Charter School Capital, and we're honored today to be with a star, a rising star actually, in helping other people understand how to negotiate the charter school landscape. Margie Montgomery, who is the executive director and founder of Desert Star Academy in Arizona, right?
Yes.
That's great. And Tricia Bloom, who is also with Charter School Academy and Charter School Academy. See how we have to start over? Just a minute. And Tricia Bloom, who is also with Charter School Capital, and we're just going to talk a little bit today about how facilities can trip you up and how you can be so much better as a result of negotiating your way through the morass, right?
Absolutely.
Great.
So before we get there, I'd like to ask you a question that we're asking all of our schools and thought leaders we're talking to, and that's, we're doing a campaign called We Love Charter Schools. You know that because you have socks that say that.
Absolutely.
Can you please tell us in 2 sentences or less why you love charter schools?
It gives family and friends a choice of education. They can choose what charter school to go to, and charter schools have a lot more flexibility than the district schools.
I think that's super interesting. Can you tell them how many days a week you send your kids to school, or your students or scholars go to school?
In Arizona, the charter school calendar is 144 days. We typically, as most charter schools in Arizona, go 144 days, and it's a 4-day work week. We go Monday through Thursday. Our hours are a little bit longer. We go an hour and a half longer than the other schools in our area, but we get it done in 4 days.
Wow.
And that's like your parents are really appreciative of that, right? That's where you.
They do love that. We've noticed it helps on attendance. It also helps with staff and attendance because you have that Friday to do all of your business. You can schedule doctor's appointments then, you can schedule appointments, whatever you need to do on Friday and still have a full weekend.
That's awesome.
I know
It's
I've forgotten about that one, but that's why I was like, oh, we should talk about that.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so we're going to talk, as we said, about facilities, and you have been in what I would call hyper-growth mode, right? 4 years, 460 students, right?
Yes.
Bang, 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 bang. So you have a new building. Tell me, what were your expectations going into getting a new building?
I didn't have time for expectations. I was like, get me a building. We had our first year of 67 kids, and we were renting literally a strip mall. We had 4 different offices of a strip mall.
Wow.
And it's like, I need help. So we were talking to CSC from the beginning, and the process is very long, and it takes a little while to get off the ground. So I was just, I need a building. I had 50 scholars to 1 classroom and 2 teachers in that classroom, and we literally were calling the fire department to say, how many scholars can we put into a room? What is the capacity for 1 room? And I found out that a child's desk occupies a child. But if you put in a teacher desk or you put in other types of tables, it takes away from your square footage and you cannot have as many scholars in the room.
Oh.
So my teachers were teaching from clipboards and on the board because we had no room for them, for their desk. And we just had the scholars in the desks. And we did this for 3 months, for a whole entire quarter. And it was a challenge. It was a challenge keeping the parents happy, knowing that they were getting incredibly impatient. But in the end, Charter School Capital came through for us. They built us a fabulous building beyond belief and made everybody incredibly happy.
Yeah. Amazing, right?
It was. And it still
I
is.
think what you said is amazing too, because what I'm hearing you say is, look, I just needed a building. I could have done it with anything. It doesn't matter, right? Just give me a building.
I was. And I was like, you know what? I don't need a Taj Mahal. I just need a building. I need walls and I need a building. But by the time it actually all rolled around, we were picking colors and we were doing landscaping and furniture and all this exciting stuff. And pretty soon, I got the Taj Mahal.
What do you wish you knew before you started, right? Like, now that you've done that, and I know some of that, so tell me, what do you wish you knew before you started, right? Because like you said, I didn't have time to think, I just needed a building.
I wish I knew the process and the length of time that it truly takes, and the planning involved, and all of the construction aspects of the planning, getting it through CSC, it had to be approved for this business and that business and this one and this, or this, the sections of the different companies. I wished I had a better understanding of that.
Mm-hmm. Right.
In fact, next time, if anybody has a building, that should be kind of one of the things that the client should go through is, this is the process and this is the time that it takes, and this is what you need, because there's always asking for financial this or this one or that or this, and so it was literally jumping through hoops, and I found myself not as prepared as I would have liked to have been.
Right, and that's because you have to have financials, there's a plan that has to be agreed on with you, and construction, and then you have to get permits, and you're talking about all sorts of that kind of process, right? Is that what I'm understanding you
I
saying?
was a building principal, and I ran a school, and so everything else from building facilities was just, and I had no idea about it. But it was a learning process, and I would do it all over again.
You would. Well, you're getting ready to do it all over
That's
again.
right.
She is.
Right? Because we're going to add some more grades. She's already facilities constrained, right?
That's great.
Yes, yes.
So apparently if you build it, they will come.
They absolutely will come, and that has been our story. We started with 64 scholars in 2014, and we right now have 437, and our cap is 475. So
Right.
we are really constrained.
Well, but congratulations on a
Thank you
successful
so much.
You're making a lot of families happy, aren't you?
We are. We have a lot of happy children.
Yes.
I have down, and I think we've already sort of covered it, but I have some thoughts here. But what would you do differently? What would you have done differently? I know we've talked a little bit about that, but I have some ideas like on the FF&E, like the whiteboards and the lockers and paint colors. Like those are kinds of things that I think educators, like, tell us about paint colors, because that was a really funny as in interesting, right? Because Margie had a very clear idea of what paint colors she wanted. And the contractor had a very clear idea of what paint colors the contractor did not want.
Uh-oh.
So I think that's an interesting, again, you have to negotiate that. There's the thing is, why would you even think you have to negotiate that, right?
You wouldn't think so, but we came across that, absolutely. And so I think next time I want to sit down with the builders and talk about a plan, because they have a school and a school and a school, and okay, pick out from this school, now pick out your colors. Well, in education, you have to have colors. You can't. I couldn't live with just two colors. And so it was quite funny, because I was talking to the contractor and to the superintendent and saying, well, these are the two colors that I have to pick. This is what I'm picking. But I will tell you, as soon as you're out of town, we're going to repaint these walls and we're going to add color. And so it was a negotiation as far as, all right, well, if you have this, can you live without that? I'm like, yep, I can do that. And we had brick on the outside of our building. I was like, well, we only need brick on half of the building, so let's take the other half of the building brick off, and we added lockers, because that was a commitment to the parents, to our community, that we have lockers. The year before, when we were constrained in this building, before we had our facility, parents were like, they have to carry their books around. Some of these backpacks were heavier than these girls. You thought they were going to tip over. So in order, to do it, just have knowledge of the process and meet with the builders, because although the facilities people are out of state, they don't know the community. Every community is different and unique. And if you're going to be successful in the community, I think it's really important as a leader of the community, a leader of a school, to listen to your community. Truly listen to them. Listen to the parents. Listen to their concerns. Listen to what they like. The first thing that they do when they come in either one of our buildings is like, whoa, and it's the colors. We are not a white school. We are not an institution. Our elementary school is turquoise and red and yellow and gray, and it's all mixed up. It looks like blocks, and it looks fun and exciting. Our middle school is apple, orange, and blueberry, literally, and it looks very techy.
Oh, that's great.
It does.
It's very techy.
That's awesome.
For that customer.
Mhm.
And so, we kind of looked at that, those scholars and the parents are our customers, so we aim to please, and it was really exciting. Well, a lot of fun.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Now you've got a new building to do. Are you going to do the same colors?
Similar. Similar.
So one last question. If you would, please tell me or tell us a little bit about your experience working at Charter School Capital.
Amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Absolutely amazing. From everybody to Tricia to the CFO, Brad. Yes. I met
He did.
Brad.
Your school. He did. He visited your school and he thought
And
it
he
was.
saw all the colors.
And he said it was a sweet school. I think he
That's
said he
right.
would love to send his kids there, and I agreed with him for sure.
Incredibly supportive. Very, very supportive. And you know, I was very excited through the whole building facilities process is they allowed the contractors and the people to actually talk with us and negotiate with us. So they were not rigid, like, no, this is what we're doing and this is what we like, because they liked two colors. And from what I understood, it wasn't bright colors, it was very subdued colors. But they understood, and I think as a whole CSC understands that every market is different.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that. On the funding side, again, Tricia's been amazing.
She is.
Thank you.
You know,
Thank
Brian,
you.
Christina has led us in a lot of different directions, helped us out when they don't have to, but they have that very personal touch and commitment to the schools and to the clients. So it's very nice to say that we're partners with CSA.
Aw,
What a nice way.
thank you.
Thank you, Margie.
Absolutely. I
Thank
mean,
you
we're
so
we would not be the school that we are, and we would definitely not be in the position that we are without CSC funding the growth and really taking an interest in charter schools and helping the charter schools grow. Charter schools are a huge movement. They're so successful across the country, and the states do not typically there's not money for facilities provided for the state. So I think for you guys, whoever came up with the niche to go after the charter schools and help them fund is amazing. And thank you.
Thank you.